it's Megan, and today I'm going to do a combination get ready with me and top movies and TV shows of 2018. I was going to do this as like a sit down video, but I'm trying to be time efficient here, so I need to get ready and I have my list in front of me, so I thought it would be really easy just to do my makeup while chatting with you guys about my top 10-ish or so movies and TV shows of this year. I have, I think, 7 of each, so it's really like top 14, but top 10 just goes with the theme that I've been doing for the roundup videos. So the title is top 10, but you're actually getting 14 recommendations from me. So these are the movies and the TV shows that really stood out to me, that I enjoyed consuming and watching, and that I've thought about a lot since watching. And there are 2 that snuck in right at the end of my cutoff. Today is December 15th, and I have some that I literally watched in the past week that I really enjoyed. You guys, I'm legit struggling so hard today, and I don't know why. Maybe I haven't drank my coffee yet, and I'm just like struggling, but I've already had to try to film this intro like 2 times, and it's just like not happening. And I deleted some footage off my camera and I'm just like, no, why? No. So yes, I'm not fully enjoying this morning yet, so drink some coffee and feel better, Megan. Okay, so the first movie that I want to talk about is Crazy Rich Asians. I absolutely loved that movie, and I saw it twice, which to me is evidence of how much I loved it. I wanted to see it more times, but there's just too much to see and do that I don't normally see a movie more than twice in theaters. But Crazy Rich Asians is literally the perfect like love and friendship movie ever. It's perfect. I adore this movie. I love Constance Wu, who was the main actress, and it was literally like watching someone's real life. It didn't seem like a movie, and it's just such a great combination of the love story that she has, the family conflict she has with his family, as well as discovering things about her own family that she didn't know, and just struggling with that balance and like self-respect that she really had to learn in this movie. And the comedy from especially Awkwafina and her family is just incredible. I loved all the scenes with Awkwafina in it, like holy shit. And the guy that plays Nick Young, oh my god, he is legit Prince Charming. He is so gorgeous, and he was in A Simple Favor, which honestly should have made my list but didn't because I was trying to be really, really particular. But A Simple Favor is also a really amazing movie I saw this year. Super, super unexpected with how it is, and I just didn't see that movie coming, and it was really enjoyable. So that's like a little bonus recommendation. But Crazy Rich Asians is extremely important because it has a all Asian cast, which I think they said has not been done in decades, and just that alone makes it so worth seeing and supporting. But it is such an amazing movie, and it's based on a book series, a trilogy, which I have not read, but it definitely makes me want to read it. So that makes me hope that with the success of this movie that there will be more movies to come. And there was like a little during credits scene that made it seem like there would be a sequel, especially with the character Astrid. So I would really recommend seeing it. It's really just a fantastic movie. It's so enjoyable. It just has all the elements that are so amazing about film, and just like how it makes you think and how it like shows you the human experience, like no matter what you look like or who you are. And it's just a beautiful movie. I absolutely loved it. Okay, Then, a movie that will not come as a surprise to you, probably none of these will come as a surprise to you if you've been watching my videos, let's be real, but A Star is Born. That is, again, a movie that I saw twice in theaters. I would love to see it again and again and again, and hopefully it'll be out in theaters for a really long time because it's nominated at the Golden Globes. It will definitely be nominated at the Oscars, so I'm hoping that I will have the chance to at least see it one more time in theaters because it's just such an experience. I love Lady Gaga, legit love her to death, and I was so excited to see her as a main actress in a movie, and she was just phenomenal. Like, even if I wasn't as big of a Lady Gaga fan as I am, I would still think that she deserves Best Actress. Like, honestly, her performance is spectacular, and it's just a beautiful and devastating movie. Her chemistry with Bradley Cooper is insane. They work so well together on camera, and her singing voice is like, it just makes me sob every time I see the movie. She has one of the most powerful and incredible voices that I've ever heard, and I was so impressed that Bradley Cooper like learned to sing, learned to play guitar for this movie. He like changed his voice inspired by Sam Elliott, who was incredible in this movie, and I hope that he gets supporting actor nominations at the Oscars because he really deserves it. And it's just amazing. It's an amazing drama movie, like love story. It like breaks your heart into 1,000 pieces, and I will let it break my heart into 1,000 pieces again and again because it's just such an amazing movie to watch and experience. So yes, definitely A Star is Born. Oh my gosh, they get all of my votes. Okay, next I have a movie that I watched last night. So if you've been watching my Vlogmas vlogs, you know that I am just going on and on and on about Roma. This movie is a masterpiece. Like, there is no other word that I can use to describe it that justifiably explains how I felt about it. And it's a Spanish film, so it has English subtitles on Netflix. I think it's also in some limited theaters, but I love that you can watch it on Netflix now. And I have just been so curious about this movie since hearing about it from different like film critics and podcasts that I listened to, and the night that it went on Netflix, I watched it right away. So, it is just, it's a movie unlike anything I've ever seen, not because it's like so like dramatic and so different, but the way that the story is told, especially through the way that the film is created, they really show rather than tell. And that's what I think is so special about this movie, is that so much of the time they're not really having dialogue. Like, there is dialogue in the movie, and you learn more about like the complex issues of the characters themselves, but you don't really hear much about what is going on in the world around them, and they're based in Mexico, and I think it's set in the 70s. They say that like one time in the movie, the year, but you're experiencing their world through the lens of the main character, Cleo. She is amazing. Like, that actress just is able to portray these extremely human emotions. Like, it was literally just a human emotion movie. Like, I felt every single thing that she felt in the movie. It was so realistically portrayed. It was so immersive, and every time she went through something, I like felt it in my soul. Like, there's just so many parts that pull on your heartstrings either in a good way or a bad way, because she goes through all sorts of different emotions, and it's just a roller coaster, just like life is. And there's good and bad and hard, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. I know that I will be talking about this movie to anyone that will listen to me talk about it, because I just think it's absolutely phenomenal. And even though I literally just watched it, it had to make my list because it deserves any press, no matter how small that it can get. So watch it, tell your friends. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did, because it literally is amazing. I will be thinking about this movie for so long, and it's definitely one that I would rewatch, because I think the more you rewatch it, you will just notice even more things like going on in the background and understanding like the landscape of what they were going through. And I'm really not a history buff. I don't know like stuff like that. But you can get the picture of the turmoil that was going on in their country, and it's just really well done, and it's incredible. So Roma, yes, go watch it. You can watch it anytime. It's on Netflix. You don't have to leave your house, and I think you would really enjoy it. Okay, next, totally switching gears, Paddington 2. So when I looked back on my Fandango account to see like what did I see at the beginning of this year, because it seems like so long ago that it was the beginning of this year, and I saw Paddington 2 in January. So Paddington 2 is like such an unexpectedly incredible movie. It's a story about a bear that lives in London, and he has a British accent. There's a previous like normal just Paddington movie, and this is the sequel, Paddington 2. I never saw the first one, and you honestly don't need to see the first one in order to like understand what's going on, because they kind of just like, it's just like he's part of this family. I think in the first one they explain how he became part of this family, but he is part of a human family, and he's a bear that can speak, living in UK, and it sounds really weird, but honestly, you don't even notice. Like, it's not really that weird because he just acts like a human. So, it's a really great movie, I think, whether you have kids or not. I went to see it on my own, and I don't have kids. So, whether you are an adult or a teenager, or you're taking your grandchildren or your own children, whatever, you will absolutely love it. I mean, it's on DVD now, so it's easy just to rent or pick up the DVD. But it's a really sweet movie. It's really funny, like the situations that Paddington gets in, and it's also really like, there's a lot of realistic like issues in the movie. Like, he goes to jail for something, and it's like, you wouldn't think, oh wow, like a kids movie would show like a cute little bear going to jail, but it's done in like a whimsical type of way, but still like addresses a lot of issues, and it's just a beautiful and super enjoyable movie. I just absolutely loved it, and it's so cute. Like, Paddington is one of the sweetest characters ever created. Like, I don't think I've ever thought a character was like that adorable, and just like the way that he is just so pure and sweet and kind, and he just is a really great influence, I think, on anyone, but especially children. Just to see someone act like the way Paddington treats every single person with such kindness and such respect, it's really amazing, and I just absolutely loved it. So I would really recommend Paddington 2. That movie also has Sally Hawkins in it, and my next movie that I wanted to talk about is Shape of Water, where Sally Hawkins is the main actress. Shape of Water won the Best Picture at the Oscars, which made me so freaking happy. That was the movie I was really, really rooting for, that I loved the most out of all of the Oscar noms last year, or I guess this year at the beginning of 2018. So Shape of Water is a love story, kind of, but it's also about just like kind of the same as Paddington, like not treating people differently because they look different. And Sally Hawkins plays a mute character that signs in American Sign Language through the whole film, and there's like subtitles to say what she's saying, and then her best friend is gay during this time. I think it's like the 50s or something, and that is also a really interesting struggle to see because it was even less accepted in that time. And it's just a really beautiful movie, and I don't know, I think people get like caught up in the fact that it has like the aqua creature man, and I don't know why people are so like focused on that. But Michael Shannon is also freaking terrifying and incredible in this role. Like, he is blah. Like, he is so gross, but he plays the character so well. And it's just this movie makes me cry. It's so beautiful the way that they just like, I don't know, it is like one of those human things. Like, it just shows such true emotion to me, and it's just beautiful. I don't know how to explain how I feel about it because I just loved it so much, and it's just that my reaction to it was so strong and just so, I was so overwhelmed by this movie. It moved me so much, and that is why I love it so, so deeply. So really, really love that one, and definitely would recommend you guys checking that out. Okay, then we have Avengers Infinity War. So we saw that movie, did we see it twice or 3 times? We definitely saw it twice. We wanted to see it more because me and my family, we loved it. Every single time we saw this movie, we had so many conversations about like what could be going on, what could the next movie be like with how the movie ended. Oh man, totally went outside the lines. We just had so many theories, and we always talked about it so intensely. Like, we were just analyzing Avengers Infinity War so much, and I know some people like really were upset about the ending, but I know that it will be justified, and they will have like an explanation in the next one. Like, that is just what I truly feel like will happen. But it's just a really interesting movie, especially with Thanos as the villain in it, and how he is just so like delusional, and trying to put yourself in his shoes and trying to understand where he's coming from is just like so trippy, and it's just a really cool movie to try to unpack. It's really long, there's so many characters, so it's a very enjoyable movie, I think, to watch, and then to analyze afterwards is even more fun. So Avengers Infinity War definitely made my list this year. Okay, and then the last movie I have to mention is 8th Grade. So Rach and I saw this when we went to Brooklyn in the summer, and 8th Grade never, I don't think, ever came to my area where I actually live, but it was in Brooklyn when we were visiting, and I'm so glad that I got to see it because it is one of the most like realistic portrayals of like middle school that I've ever seen. And I know that I'm not a middle schooler in this day and age, but I can only imagine like how all of this stuff would ring true to someone going, like living as a middle schooler during this time. And even like beyond like the specifics with like technology that they touch on, like she does YouTube videos. There are so many like relatable issues for any person that went to school and that was maybe like awkward or just got in situations that like you want to be part of a group or friends, but then you have to like go through these like uncomfortable situations. There's one situation that I wish never happened to her, and when that happens and she comes home and is just like so distraught, just crying, oh my god, it's one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever seen. And her dad, who is a single dad, is trying to comfort her. He never knows what to say. He never says the right things to her. Like, she thinks he's not saying the right things, but he's really trying. And it's just it's hard to watch at some points because it is just so like, oh, like cringy, but it's so real. And that is what I've been realizing that I really enjoy about movies, is when they show a real, like a slice of life. Like, this is how this person is experiencing life, whether it's like fictional or not. We saw exactly how she experienced life, and it's just a really interesting and incredible movie, especially I think if you're a parent of a preteen or something. I think that it's a really good movie for you to watch, maybe get into their mindset a little bit more, because things do feel so intense when you're a kid, but then as you grow up, you're like, why does that matter so much? But you really have to get into the way that they're feeling, and it's just a really powerful movie to me. I really, really loved it. So next we get to talk about TV shows, which I'm so excited about. Okay, so the first TV show that I want to talk about that just swooped in at the end of this year is Mrs. Maisel Season 2. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime. The first season was incredible. I loved it so, so much. And I have just been waiting patiently for a second season, and it finally came out in December. And it's everything I wanted and more. It's honestly, I think I enjoy it even more than season 1. There's just so many things going on, and they take them to like different locations, and so it shows you how the characters that you know and love interact with other situations and locations, and it just puts them into all these different like situations, I keep saying situations, that they would not have been in if they were where they live in New York. And it's just amazing. I love Rachel Brosnahan so much, that plays Mrs. Maisel. I don't know the actress's name that plays Sally. Is that her character's name? Sally? She just doesn't look like a Sally, so I think that's her name. But it's just such a wonderful show. Tony Shalhoub is the perfect dad for her, and it's, wow. It's just such an amazingly enjoyable show that I could just watch like day in and day out and never get bored of it, never want it to end. Like, I'm savoring it. I'm not even done with the series, okay? So just to be completely transparent, but it is one of my favorite things that I've watched this year, and I just know that it, like, I have only a few episodes left, so I know that I will continue to enjoy it. And yeah, so if you've never seen The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, what are you doing? You need to watch it, and yes, add it to your list for things to do during Christmas break if you have vacation time, or just watch like an episode a night. I think that it's a very easy show to like watch one episode and then pick up like another day. Like it's not, you don't have to, there's not like so much plot to remember that you wouldn't remember from like week to week. So if you have to watch it slowly, that's absolutely fine. I just think you would really enjoy the experience of it. And it's just such a fun show. So that one definitely makes my list. Then this year, Rachel and I watched the rest of and finished 90210, the CW version. It's just so amazing. It's one of those like corny, super dramatic teenage shows. It is just wonderful. I love shows like that sometimes, especially to watch with Rachel. We get into the drama so much and it's just so fun, and I truly miss all the characters. I miss watching it with her, and I think we're gonna try to watch like Gossip Girl or something like that to fill the void. But I think 90210 is my favorite show that we've watched together, and we watched a few shows like this where it's like very dramatic, like teenage drama. It's just really fun and very lighthearted, but there's so many storylines to like talk about. It's a pleasure to watch 90210 to us. Okay, then I have The Sinner. This is probably, this and Dark, which I will talk about. The Sinner is probably the most surprising show, like the show that surprised me the most, because I didn't know what it was about at all going into it, and I would really recommend watching it in that way because it is just so unexpected, so incredible. I cannot wait to see the second season. Netflix needs to put it up on their website so soon because I'm just dying to see more. But the second season is a completely different storyline. So the first season has Jessica Biel as the main character. She is a phenomenal actress. I have not seen her in anything since like Seventh Heaven, and here she comes with this like insane performance, and just holy shit, like this show was amazing, and I definitely want to rewatch it. It's just one of those shows that you do not see what's coming next. It is so surprising. It keeps you on your toes. I watched the whole season in less than 24 hours. That is how much it hooks you and how just amazing it is. So go watch The Sinner. It's on Netflix. It's amazing. Okay, since I mentioned Dark, let's do that next. Dark is another show on Netflix. It's a German drama, and I watched it with English dubbing, but I think they also have it with subtitles. So depending on how you like watching foreign language shows or movies, you can, I think, choose between those. But I watched Dark twice because I loved it so much. It is so detailed and so freaking spectacularly crafted. Like, I have never seen a show like this before where, like, there is so many pieces to this puzzle and you are slowly trying to figure out, like, what the hell is going on. And every storyline is interesting, and, like, there's 3 different time periods that things are going on during, and like the ending is so shocking and you're trying to figure out, I don't know, it's just amazing. It's literally amazing, and I could watch it again and again and still get more out of it because it is so purposefully crafted with every single detail and every single word that is spoken. It's a masterpiece. I would definitely use that word again to describe this. And it was really popular, like it was getting a lot of buzz for a while at the beginning of this year, but it's died off because that's how things are in this day and age. But if you never watch Dark, and if you enjoy like dramas if you like shows that just keep you guessing and that you really have to think during. Like, I thought so much during and after watching this. Like, every day I would be like, oh my god, what's gonna happen with this character? Who is that character related to? Like, what is going on? Blah, blah, blah. I just had so much fun. Like, that, to me, that's fun, to have a show that completely consumes you and that you just are wondering about all the time. That is the kind of entertainment I like. So if you enjoy that as well, you will love Dark. Definitely watch it. Oh my god. Okay, Safe was another one that I discovered this year on Netflix. I think it's a British show because all the characters are British. So, holy shit, it's incredible. I think it is just like a one season show, because it is wrapped up in the end, which I really liked. Again, it's a super twisty, turny show. I did not see what was coming. It was incredible. It's one of those ones where you're like trying to piece it together. So again, I love that. Not everyone loves that, but I just thought it was so fascinating, enjoyable, a quick watch. Oh my gosh, I forgot to write one show on this list, but Safe is amazing if you like mystery type of shows. It has like teenagers involved, so it was kind of like everything I love. Family drama, oh my god, it was perfect. The show that I forgot to write down is The End of the Fucking World. That is on Netflix. It's another show I think I watched in a day. It's a very short runtime. Like, every episode is less than 30 minutes, I think. And it's kind of like a boy meets girl love story. But the boy and the girl are totally fucking weird. Like, they are so different than any person or anything that I've seen portrayed on television. They are just so different and so enjoyable to watch characters like that because they are just like so not what we normally see on TV. Some crazy shit happens in this show, but it's like a Bonnie and Clyde love story as well. So I think that there is going to be a second season, which I'm very curious to see what that will be like. But that show, super fast to watch. It's like as long as a movie would be, but it's just broken up into episodes. Really interesting characters. I think that that's what just drew me in so much, because the characters are really fascinating. So yes, I forgot to write that down. Okay, then we have two shows that you guys know I love. These are feel-good shows to me and ones that I don't need to talk about as intensely. But the first one is Queer Eye. I discovered this show on Netflix this year. Wish I would have watched it sooner, but if you want to cry, watch Queer Eye. Like, I grew up watching Queer Eye for the Straight Guy with my mom, and I always loved it. And then this show is like the same idea, where it's 5 gay guys that go and do like a physical and, I don't know what is happening outside, a physical and like a internal makeover of like whoever they're making over in the episode. It's a different person every episode, and they're just those 5 guys, the Fab Five, are just so kind and wonderful, and I have just gotten so much out of watching it, just like thinking internally, like, you can be literally whatever version of yourself you want to be, and you should be fully yourself no matter what that is. And it's just really made me think a lot. It's made me feel a lot. It has made me use so many tissues. It's just a beautiful show, and I absolutely love it. And then the final show I want to mention is The Great British Bake Off. This has many, many seasons, and a lot of them are on Netflix. I adore this show. If I want to feel cozy and just watch something that makes me feel at home, I love watching The Great British Bake Off. It's just like a warm hug. That is how I feel about the show. It's just a pleasure to watch. It's so beautiful and positive. I've learned about baking as well, and it's just so fun to see all these different bakers, hear their stories, hear their accents. I love hearing their accents, and it's just wonderful. So that's just a really pleasurable show to watch. So I think I'm done with my makeup. I talked so much about all of these shows, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know what your favorite movies or TV shows that you watched this year are, and let me know if we have any of the same ones on our list, because I love hearing from people that have like the same taste as me, and I've learned about so many shows and movies from you guys. Like, this year I didn't get around to watching Atlanta, but I really need to see the second season of Atlanta, but you guys told me about that like last year, and I loved the first season. But I'm gonna let you go. I've been talking your ears off for like 40 minutes, so I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.